Thank you so much for joining us. We are in the midst of WPG 2023 V-Tour, and I am absolutely delighted to have Marta with us. Marta, thank you so much for coming on the stream and giving us your words of wisdom.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm very happy to see
Yeah.
the people and to be with them.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So for people watching at home, I didn't know maybe if you could tell everyone at home what you're doing right now, what projects you've got on.
Oh, the projects, that was like maybe it's like a short project. Was I was in Taiwan 2 weeks ago for the Percussion festival. It was great time and great people and fantastic country. I was so happy because I know a lot of people of Taiwan, but they didn't recognize it before.
Right.
It was fantastic, and this was fantastic inspiration for me. It was only 4 days, but fantastic days. Yes, and the next step is, I think, in 1 week, it's the Ulrike Stadler in Österreich. He make like 1 week for the young people. I will be there. And,
yeah, fantastic.
And then it's holiday, I hope.
Ah, nice. The important part. Relax.
Yeah, yes.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, well, we've got a host of artists for you tonight. We've got 4 on show. So I think first we're going to start with Hoi Yin. So we'll bring her on stage. Good evening.
Hi. Hi.
Hoi Yin, perhaps you could just spend a couple of minutes just talking about yourself a little bit and the piece you're going to play to Marta, if that's okay.
Hi, Marta. I think we met before last
year.
Yep. I'm currently, for people watching at home, I'm at the RCM studying a first year's undergrad in percussion.
Mhm.
And today I'm going to play Northern Lights by Eric Oazen. And I love this piece because it's a really structured piece with a lot of different styles and moods inside. I think it's very technically and musically demanding. And hence, I would love to see what Marta thinks and her insights on such a tedious piece.
Oh, it's nice. It's a great piece. It is a great piece because I have also a lot of colors inside.
Yeah.
Yes, and not only the title is like non-lights, but it's really like a colors really inside the music and also the feelings. That's very great piece, and I'm very happy to see you in the next minutes. Yeah. Exciting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go ahead and have a little listen to Northern Lights.
Yes.
I'll pop back on afterwards.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. A long, yeah, it is for the recording is very hard because it's a long piece.
Yes.
Small room there, and you think, wow, it's no echo. It's like very the dry sound, and it's totally different when you have it when you will get the chance to play it in a big hall. Then
Mhm.
we will get more space for the sound. But what I will probably a little bit try to make it a little bit more free. It's the sound always when you have a like a arpeggio on the beginning
Mhm.
after the tremolo. Try to play the tremolo different than you play the arpeggio. I'm not really sure because it's always like it's a recording and it's online. It's not like live, but maybe the tremolo to play a little bit on different way to be a little bit more relaxed and
Mhm.
more closer, maybe not too slow. For piano, it's okay, but sometimes on the end, you play tremolo and then it's the arpeggio. Bam. It will be great when the arpeggio will be a little bit different. No, don't be hurry on
Okay.
that time. I will let them more time for this because this is hard to play, but it sounds great. And I think to make more space between the arpeggio and the theme who we have in the tremolo because always tremolo on marimba is like diggy 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 always.
Yeah.
We can, yeah, it's like this, and maybe will be possible when you have a tremolo from mezzo forte to the forte to play it a little bit faster. You don't need to press them and try to play very loud, but I think when you change the speed only and try to be a little bit faster,
Mhm.
like playing on the timpani when you make a crescendo, will be much better for the sounds,
Oh.
and sound will be a little bit different.
Mhm.
And I think for the fast parts inside, after the first part is very slow, then it starts to king, king, go, teke, 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 teke. It's a little bit moving. I think you should only take care about your left hand because left hand is
Oh.
sometimes tremolo and also on this part, not on the tape. I don't know if it's in live, but it was a little bit lower and for me a little bit not enough sound. I think it's maybe right and it's louder.
So, do you think during the 16th in that part,
Yeah,
should
yeah.
I put more emphasis on the left
The
hand?
left hand, yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes to think about it. Maybe try this one. Will be more and I think don't think about the scores when you play the second part. The first part you are free.
Mhm.
And the second part was like, okay, okay, I'm here. Okay, I'm playing. Okay, now I'm here, and then I'm playing. It was like more pressure. It is
Mhm.
fast and it's hard to play. That's why try don't think about the scores. Listen the music, how you playing.
Mm.
It's stressy to play. A little bit. And the one part with the tremolo in your right hand,
Mhm.
oh, ping, ping, maybe because it's louder. It should be loud,
Mhm.
but I think it's hard to play with a one hand tremolo really loud. I think concentrate on play it faster, but not too high.
Okay.
Then you will get more, you know, yeah, you move more the bars, and they are very small. That's why they're hard to play fortissimo on
Mhm.
them. A little bit lower, but faster. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And take more space for you when you need. Sometimes they play the arpeggio really like shakatakatakatakatam, because it was a little bit hairy. It was more like takatakatakapim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
The colors. The colors, it's always the same. When we work live, it's different to say something about the colors.
Mhm.
Um, um, Now it's hard to say. I think it will be okay because the moving was good. What I can say when I saw you moving was okay for the colors, for different sounds in the piece.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have any advice on, like, as you said just now, for the rolling and the arpeggiated parts, I should
Mhm.
take a bit more space between them. Um, do you have any advice on balancing between taking space, taking time, versus actually pacing the piece as it goes along, like keeping in tempo?
I think it's like, it's sometimes, on the pieces sometimes it's not written. It's rubato or something. But I think when you listen to music and you don't have a scores now, what you can listen is the hem, bim, bam, dim, and it's coming. It's a tremolo. And then it's like, bim. It's like way to play. It's like on the arpeggio to go to the them. And I think it's possible and it's necessary sometimes. We don't change the scores, but we give the music a little bit more space, I think, to understanding.
Okay.
To go to the chords,
Mm-hmm.
you need the arpeggio. And when it's really like on time, always then it's more like hurry, and you don't know what's happened on this part.
Right.
Yes, yeah. And it's we all of us know the music when you are playing in the orchestra. They are never written something with rubato or something, and because the orchestra, because the brass instruments should take the breath, we always have a spaces between. Because otherwise I cannot play. And for those instruments, it's normal. And we like a percussionist always think, okay, we should play on time. Sometimes yes, the faster part, it's on time, it's moving, and then you don't need to take a lot of space between. But I think the first part, the beginning and the end, also with the tremolo, with the arpeggio, you can give the music a little bit more space.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think it's nothing wrong or nothing. No, because sometimes we are a little bit scary. Can I do it? Maybe not. Maybe it's possible or not. But I think it's always possible when the music will be better when you play. It's that way. Yeah, it's very hard piece. It's very hard because it's long.
Yeah.
We have a lot of parts, small parts. But we still, when somebody don't know this piece, what it's staying in remembering, it's the first theme, the arpeggio, and the middle of the part is for people who don't know the music. It's like it's going, it's going, and it's for them. It's not hard to play or to listen. It's like, oh, nice. You think, oh, where I'm stress, and they think, oh, it's nice. Yeah.
So, do you have, because it's such a long piece, do you have any tips on conserving energy throughout the piece? Like, because whenever I play this,
Yeah.
I am always really tired when I get to the end. So
I think don't think about the scores in the middle of the piece because you was a little bit stressy in the faster part. I think I will not say don't care about the music. No, don't care about the notes. No, but still try to don't follow every note. Try to follow the bow, the whole phrase. Yeah.
I mean, what I think I meant was tired.
Tired of the hands.
Yes, yes.
Maybe this is the problem also a little bit of the when you are a little bit tense, when you have a tremolo, also the fortissimo tremolo on the end. That's what I tell you. It's not necessary to play it very high because it's full energy come in, but still it's not very forte. I will try to play it more lower but faster, more relaxed, but the energy is stronger because it's faster. The tremolo will be faster.
Right.
Yes. And maybe save also the energy when it's fortissimo. Try not play it from the wrist or from here, but maybe from up, the full hands playing. And sometimes it's when it's wrote in forte, or it should be very loud fortissimo. It's not meaning the dynamic, but maybe the taste of this part. It should be
the intensity.
Yeah, intense or energy. And sometimes this energy is not loud, but it's more moving. The tempo, it's maybe a little bit faster, but the energy, it's stronger when you are faster than when you are slower, but very loud sometimes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yes, and also maybe the problem is the sticks, because when you have a heavy stick,
Mm-hmm.
because you play really down like a tremolo and up, maybe it will be possible to get the chance to get the sticks who are inside a little bit harder,
Mm.
not two tones, but a little bit harder inside, and outside softer.
So it will be more articulate, but it will be resonant.
When you need louder, yes, when you have a tremolo, it's
Mm.
very soft and it's really like, yeah, like legato. Yeah.
Right.
Maybe not too strong, not too heavy mallets, because it's a very long piece and a lot of tremolis. And when they are too heavy, you are very tired. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
But
Uh,
you are more tired in your hands or in the muscles or the
um,
back.
I guess my brain is
Yeah,
very
your brain. That's not, yeah, it's yeah, okay.
because it has a lot of stuff inside. My
Yeah.
brain will always be very tired, and I guess it's also sometimes in the muscles here.
The muscles, okay. But the muscles is no problem. You can change a little bit the thinking about the forte or fortissimo and playing a little bit faster, the tremolis. The energy will be great. But the brain is like how long you play this piece.
How long have I practiced before
Yes.
recording
Before the recording.
that? 2 months, I think.
Months, okay. Yeah, it's not too long. Yeah, yeah. I think it's also the piece, it's like the old hardest pieces, you play it 2 months, and then when you make a break with 2 or 3 months, and then come back to this piece, will be much better.
Yep, I also found it the same with um some other pieces I did.
Yes, it's
Yep.
it's because it's like it's yeah, I don't know. It's coming and be like a your piece. On the first time when we make a recording or play the piece first time, it's always the same. It's like it's a little bit heavy, and you always think about the notes, the good and the wrong notes. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess the musicality and understanding of the piece when you come back to it 2 months later will also be different.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, and the thinking about the piece and when you're listening once more, it will be totally different. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Do you have any tips on controlling roles? Because one thing I found most like very difficult with this piece is because there's a lot of roles
Yes.
and with a lot of dynamic contrasts as well. Sometimes I find it really hard to control the pacing of
Hmm.
roles, like just keeping in time whilst not letting it drag along.
Yeah, but I'm controlling. I'm not very happy sometimes when never control the. You mean controlling that you know when you play tremolo, you play like triples or quint or quad, or what do you think about the controlling?
I
Stay
guess
on
just
time.
knowing when to change to the next note when I'm rolling because sometimes, yeah, I struggle with that because my hands just don't know when to make a very smooth transition.
Maybe the good thing is don't try to play the tremolo always the same, because you never know how will be the hole that you will play in. When the hole will be with great hull, you don't need to play very fast. It's like, you play hand, hand, and you have great tremolo.
Right.
And then you play in very dry room. And then what you need is very, 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 very good tremolo. You should play it a little bit faster, but softer. Then you will get the legato on them. But from go to one to the different chords, what is very important to know which hand should start, right or left, because always when you play tremolo, you cannot change with both hands. Sometimes we change because we are stressy, and this is the big problem, because then you will get a break. You have no legato. You play tremolo and then, small, because the hands want to play together. Then it will be great to know what's happened now. I go right or I go left. Which
Mhm.
chord you want to change with, and which voice you want to have it. More soprano when you're changing, or more alto or bass. And then you can, the important thing is to know right or left hand change first.
Right. Okay.
And then we'll be really on time, because then you have your time here. And then when you know right now, then you can play a little bit faster and right. When you don't know it, and then you have a chord, and then it's like sometimes it's right, sometimes left. And then it's, oh, yeah, yeah.
Mhm. So just thinking about which hands
Which
first,
hand?
and
I
then
mean,
you
not
will
really thinking, yes, not really thinking I should play this tremolo like a triple
Mhm.
or like a 16th, because this is the big problem when you change the room. You come to the concert hall, you play in the church, it's totally different than dry room. And when you have a time, sometimes you play tremolo faster and sometimes very slow. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot more sense now.
It's like I think it's. I always try to think about the different instruments and think about the timpani, how you play timpani when you change.
It's also which hand leads first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ding kakang, ding. You never move both hands, because then you have a break between.
Right.
And also when you change, you are not very fast in the make a tremolo, because when you tremolo it's very fast, and then you change, then there's a big break between, then you are most a little bit slower to make tagam.
Mhm.
Yes. And also when you play piano on the timpani, you don't need to make a tremolo like crazy fast. You don't need it,
Right.
because the sound is big. And when you make a crescendo, then you are faster. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep,
Yeah.
that's a really good way to think about it.
Yeah, different way to think about the tremolo, because tremolo is not like a tremolo on the snare drum. The snare drum tremolo could be more like a very strong, intense, and it's more like military. It's like make it with rum, takatam. And for the marimba, mostly what we do, like you did in the piece, is to hold the note.
Mhm.
We don't need the tremolo. What we need is to make a legato, like a violin. Make it.
Mhm.
We need only to have a pedal, like in the vibraphone, we don't have it. Then we make a tremolo. Yeah, and then the thing about the idea is to make this tremolo like a long note on the piano. You put your hands and then you have one note,
Mhm.
the next one. Yeah.
Right. That's really helpful.
Yeah, and then change the hands. Really think about, and how I'm doing on the timpani. That's the best way. The lowest and the highest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it makes a lot more sense.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I hope it helped you.
No,
But
it did really help. Thank you. Like, because it's not just in Northern Lights with that much
no,
rolling.
we have a lot of pieces with tremolo.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
lot of chorales I also find this problem in.
Yes.
I hate playing chorales because of that reason.
And chorale, and that will be that's good idea to talk about it. Chorale, when you play chorale, then it's also the same, but maybe not 100%. Not think about the hands, but think about the voicing.
Mm,
Which voice you needed? What's happened when you play the four voices? Which voice you needed, and then you change with this hand that the voice should be louder, or two voices maybe.
yeah, that's what I try to do when I'm playing chorales too.
Mhm.
And sometimes I find that when I'm shifting, um, like trying to make one voice stand out,
Yes.
sometimes all the other voices would just stand out together at the same time.
Ah, okay.
So it's a bit imbalanced, I would say, and sometimes not like um smooth enough between
Okay.
the roles.
Okay. Mhm.
So how would you suggest
I think maybe don't try to play it too high or too strong, the one voice, but when only move the wrist in this way that you need it. I think it's not playing with pressing the one voice, because when you press this one, you will get it too stronger maybe, and it's
right?
round. But maybe when you change under the wrist, when you
Mhm,
need the inside mallet, then you normally you play like this, and then you change on this way, and it will be a little bit higher,
mhm.
but you don't press it with your fingers. because always when we press something, it's different sound. It's not the legato. You will get the more staccato in this voice. Yeah.
So, like, because I also twist my wrists when I'm
Mhm.
so it's such that one mallet is higher. Yeah,
Yes.
but I think it's because I just want to stabilize the mallet, so I just pressed it.
Okay.
That's why I had
But
that problem.
you don't need to press it. When it's a little bit higher, it will be louder.
Mm,
And then it's what you want. You don't need to press them more, because always when you play from this positions or this positions, always when it's higher, it will be louder.
right.
And it's not necessary to get more energy in this one note, because otherwise you will get a little bit like a staccato and more overtones. They will come more overtones from the note because it's more pressing. Yeah.
Mhm. So, not pressing the roll will also it will be a win-win situation because the roll will also be much more relaxed and open.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Ah.
And pressing, it's always, I think it's also like a timpani. You're not really press the timpani, never.
Mm-hmm.
You play really, really relaxed. It's much easier because the sticks coming up, the mallets coming up from the timpani, because it's like a skin. For the marimba, it's like they stay on the marimba and then you take it with you,
Mm-hmm.
but still try to be free when they're coming down, and not give the push them. When you push them, you will get the staccato or portato, but it's different sound by the tremolo. Tremolo, it's a little bit like not straight. It's not really. It's sometimes it's moving. It's faster. It's slower. It's more like oh, not really straight. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. I think that answers my question. It's really helpful. Also thinking about timpani when playing the
Yeah.
marimba.
Yeah.
I
This
never
is the same
thought.
way the sound. I think that, yeah, the sound, you can get it in the same way. Think about timpani and marimba. Xylophone and the snare drum. It's the same way to playing. It's lower, more stronger, and more pressing. So
Right.
more precise. And we have a more space between them instrument,
Mhm.
and get more energy, but give more weight and not too much energy. When you give it too much energy, it's sometimes needed. You need it, then you will get a more staccato, strong, because the first overtone is coming very fast, and then it's very loud, and then coming down.
Mm-hmm.
When you are very relaxed and play with your weight, the sound will be, it's not coming up crazy fast, but it's coming a little bit slower, but it's staying longer.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this will be for the tremolo. And think about the tremolo. Tremolo is not tremolo. Tremolo is it's you need. This is on the like a legato, and the chords. You hold on the chords.
Mm-hmm. So it's just thinking about like just having one long note, prolonging. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. Like a string quartet. You have a string quartet. And also think, when you think about string quartet, it'll be good, because then when you play up or down, you will get different sound. The same note, different sound. And then maybe it will be helping you to find the colors also for the beginning.
Oh.
It's more like the second one, the chord that you go back, it's more closed and more inside. The first one is going up, like when you're singing, and the
Mhm.
second is closed more.
Right.
It's helping, because it's different quality of sound when the strings play up or down. Yeah. Or when we're singing, it's the same.
Mm-hmm. I sometimes find it very helpful visualizing like
Yes.
choir or quartet when playing, but I
Yeah.
never thought of having up bows and down bows changing.
Yeah, it's totally different, because it's also the same when you play on the marimba, up,
Yeah.
down, up, down, up, down. Try to play it like pop, boom, pop, boom. Totally different sound on the same chords.
Mm-hmm. I think visualizing a string quartet would definitely help with my chorale.
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, for tremolo, yes, always. And
Yeah.
for the choral. Yeah, like a choir or string quartet. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
thank you.
Thank you. It's
really fun. Yes.
really, really helpful.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Great job, Hoi Yin. Excellent
Yes.
work.
Thank you so much.
Great playing, really. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so I think we're going to move on to Elin now. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Great.
Great. So, Elin, do you want to just tell Marta a little bit about what you're going to perform?
Or about myself, I can share.
And
Yes.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, go for
My
it.
name is Elin, and I'm from Taiwan. Yeah, and I heard you just came to Taiwan a week ago, for the Taiwanese festival Percussion. Yes, actually, I heard there is a wonderful event. And actually, I used to study in Germany, in that Musikhochschule, for my master and for the concert exam. And then 2 years ago, I have already graduate. So now I start work in the Musikschule in Deutschland. Yes.
Oh,
and,
good.
Yes,
Good.
and I just currently have a holiday in Taiwan to visit my parents and my friends, because since Corona, I haven't been back home for a long time. Yeah, so very strict, so very stressful. Yes. And then today I'm going to play for you the pious nocturne in F minor.
Okay.
Yes. And
Okay.
also score. I think I just uploaded. Yeah, and I just want to hear what is your opinion about my performance and some phrasing and in a technical aspect.
Okay.
Yes.
How long you play this piece? Maybe on the beginning you can.
From the beginning, actually, I think around 6 months, because this piece was also the concert exam when I did a graduate recital.
Okay.
I did this repertoire. Yeah.
That's good. Great.
Yes. And I also heard I played with many different professors and teachers before, and I'm just wondering what is your opinion on this one. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's hear it.
Yes, let's hear it. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's
Thank you
really
very much.
very, very nice. It's like
Do
it's
you like
only
it?
yes, it's only one part, but I don't know how was the melody. It was a very hard melody or not.
Yes. Actually, I feel so because in this piece there are so many like octave. So that's why for me sometimes when I play the melody, I feel kind of stress in my arm. I try to sing. For this is very melodical. It's kind of like a Chopin, like a piano piece.
Yeah.
I used to write many like classical and
Yes. Like it sounds like
so like when I play, I feel like I have to imagine like I play the piano, but we have only 4 sticks, the mallets.
Yes.
So that's why I don't know. In your opinion, when play this kind of technical, I feel sometimes I got tension in my shoulder.
Yeah,
like,
inside there was yeah. It was like a little bit stressy, and it was only the one part. That's why I asked also about this. First was the sound. Maybe I don't know if how the melodies are really with all recording. They are very hard or they are middle.
Yes, yeah. That's why
how they are very hard.
And also when I play the melody and the left hand,
Yes.
also like always jumping, you know. So,
yes, I will probably choose a little bit softer melodies to make it more. Yes, don't
so
be stressy a lot, and also the jumping. It should be. It's very hard to play, but for listening, this is the big problem. When you listen to this music, it's like Chopin music. Also, you listen and you think, "Wow, it's so nice," but it's like, "Wow, it's crazy to play." And the beginning was great, but only the one part in the middle part, it was a little bit stressy for you.
Yes, you feel it. I also
You
feel it.
was like feeling, it was stressy, this one. Maybe try to be free also with playing. Don't think about the dynamic. I tell it before, because you wanted to play louder.
Yes.
But I think when the energy is coming, it's not necessary to play louder, because otherwise when you play louder, you play higher, and when you play higher, you are stressing with your arms.
Exactly, and I feel also tension in my body.
Yes. And that's why I maybe reduct a little bit the dynamic, try to be free, and it's only the one part of this.
I see.
Yeah, because and maybe choose a little bit softer melodies. A
You mean
little bit that will make a more both. I think all of them. Because you will play it in the big halls, and the big hall have always like great sound, you know. It's like
nice acoustic.
Yeah, and then you can get more sound, more coming up for the melody. It will be more singing. Yes, yeah.
I see. So I don't have to choose too hard. I just have to feel comfortable.
Okay. But I think it's but maybe too hard. It's too much.
I see.
Yeah. But it was great. It was great because of the shape, you know, and you can feel it. And the music is like, you know, fantastic. It's like for your on one side. Yeah.
Actually, the recording we just heard, it was my Abschluss perform the live recording.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
The Tourmeister just recorded at the concert, and that was the performance.
Okay. Oh, wow.
It's some mistake. That's why I missed some notes.
Very think about the mistakes. The mistakes are not very important when they are not many.
I play some wrong note actually.
But the wrong notes, it's like a life. We need the mistakes, you know, to growing up. We cannot growing up without mistakes.
The professor told me, your music is already like, you know, even a mistake, but we feel
yes.
And
that's why it's no problem. That's why it's no problem. I think it could be a problem when you play a Bach and you have a more than 40% wrong notes. This is maybe strong, because then you cannot really listen. Because it's good. Yes. Yeah. Oh, wow. It was great. It was great. It was only some parts, because the music is very hard to play. The technical stuff is
definitely. So this is why for this part I would like to discuss with you. Actually, because actually, you know, when I study in Detmold Musikhochschule, I have a friend, Aya Fujita.
Aya Fujita, yes.
We studied together actually when I entered
master. Okay.
Yeah, she told me about you, like how approach you did technically, because I studied with Peter Promo and Fumido Numoya. Actually, a very different approach to yours about the music. That's why I told me you sometimes talk student about how to relax everything technically, how to use every part.
And the body, yes.
Yes, in the body. But actually for Fumito and Peter, they are more focused on the music itself. Yeah, so they didn't actually focus on how you should focus on the body when you play the marimba. So that's why when I listen to the music more, I forgot how to, make a balance.
But I think
physically,
but I think it's not, you cannot speak only about the music and you not speak about the body. I think it's a combination between them. I think when you have some parts and we have you think about the music like a sound. Then you will get really different sounds when you try to move your body different and try to use different muscles and different moving. Then you will see how it is changing when you're playing, how the sound is changing, and how the shape and the phrase you can make, it's changing.
I see.
Yeah, because when you use your whole body and you play you play a little bit like a harp.
Yes.
Always the harp are really relaxed. It cannot play like one note to the second one. It's not possible. And sometimes, because the problem is always we have only 2 mallets in one hand and only chord with four. We have only 4 mallets but 2 hands, and it's always like left right, and this is crazy because
and they have a 10 finger. That's why.
Yes, and you play in one hand. You play the 10 most in the one hand. And we play da 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 dam da 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 dam. Wow.
It already sounds like percussively a bit already.
And we know that the right and left side is totally different. That's why when it's possible, I always say try to play with one hand when it's possible, when it's slow, when you have something, when you have a theme or something, the sound will be different. Or mix also 2 mallets, da da dam, da da dam, ba ba bam. It's different than only one, da da dam, da da dam.
What kind of exercise do you recommend to students when play such piece?
I will not really make exercises, but you see which part it's not working, and then you try to find the problem. Where's the problem that is not working? It's on the body. It's sometimes the people stay very close to the instrument, like and the hands are like this. They cannot really play because it's not possible. This is the big problem. Or too far away and don't move, or try to stay in the middle, don't move and play. It's not possible. The instrument is too big. Yes.
The position, yes.
The position, and try to give a space for the body when you play. Because sometimes the people play like this. It's not working. Then maybe go far away and try to find out which hand should be close to the marimba.
I see, because actually when I saw Aya playing, she's always relaxed and always in the control. That's why, wow, I was so amazed by her, the technically also perfect, and also her combination to the music itself. I go, wow.
And I think when you are not relaxed, but sometimes you are tense, but still comfortable when you play. You don't think about the body, but the music is coming out, and you have not stress with some parts, or technical parts will be not stressing.
I see.
Yeah, and I think this is it's something like a singers. The singers, when they are stressed and when they are really try to singing, and they are not relaxed with the body and the head, how their sound should be coming up, they cannot really singing. It's very horrible, but they are very, very important. What happened with the body when they singing? Singing is not only from here. Yeah.
So it's also the same idea when we play the instrument. It's like a singer.
It's the same. It's the same, and singing, and try to choose the weight of your body to get the different sounds on the instruments. Choose the different speed. Just make a totally different sound when you are fast or when you are slow. Yeah, it's not only the mallets. I always say mallets. It's like it's a little bit helping us, but we can. Yeah.
I have a question. Actually, how was the acoustic this time you played in Taiwan? It's a national concert hall, right? And which
it was amazing.
Amazing, right? And what's the idea when you choosing the mallet into the applies to the different, the whole?
Yes, but I play Druckmann Reflections. That's why it was great, because the sound was, they make a little bit more my sound bigger, because before me I play somebody with the electronics. That's why it's very important to be not too soft. But still, I think it's different pieces to different hole. This hole have a great sound. You can choose a very hard mallet. That will be good working, very good. Hard, but not too strong, but still not too soft, not too much wool, because the sound is already very nice and very round.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Because I have also a question about choosing mallet to the different place in the different concert hall, and how would you adjust the sound at the moment, and then decide which mallet you would use? That's also my question.
Yeah, the problem a little bit when you play for you on the stage, it's different sound. It's mostly helping when you get the chance to listen a lot or somebody when it's playing for you, or some notes only, to check it out how it is outside when you play. Because the sound when you're playing, it's also in the concert hall in Taiwan, is fantastic hall, but the sound outside is a little bit different than on the stage.
Yes, definitely.
It's nice, it's great outside, also big, but on the stage it's like amazing. When you listen, wow, it sounds great, and it's not too long. I mean, not a long sound, but very round.
Rounded.
Yes.
I see.
Yeah. And the choosing the mallets will be helping to have. You don't have a percussionist, but sometimes you have a people on the stage that can help you set up the instruments. And it should be not percussionists. Tell them to play some notes on the marimba, a little bit stronger and softer with different mallets, to get a little bit acoustic idea when you are in the public. Yeah,
I see. So it's also very helpful.
And it's also not possible to change from very hard to very soft. It's not possible.
I think so.
Yeah. No, so you can change a bit, like a little bit more or less. Yeah, but still the weight for the mallet should be on the same weight, because then otherwise it will be very horrible to play. Yeah,
definitely. So when you practice in your practice run and practice the concert hall, you use totally different mallet, right? Like when the
not totally, but when you have a practice room, most the people want to have a softer mallet.
I think so. I do that too, because sometimes
I don't do it. I have a normally like on the concert hall harder mallets. Yeah.
Okay.
Because then I play different. You play different when you have hard mallets, and try to play soft. The body will be different. Then get the soft mallets and
the stroke different.
Yes.
Also. I see. So always have to listen what fit the best.
Yeah.
Wow.
And also, and this is very, very important, because it's very intimate, like the mallets. It's very good for you.
Yes.
And I will choose the same mallet, will be not good for me. It's like, it's not because these mallets are great. Take care, try different mallets. They should be good for you. You should feel good with this mallet.
Feel comfortable. It's important.
Sometimes the people play great and have great sound. So take the same mallet. Sound is not good. No.
Okay.
It's like
I feel it depends on the marimba also, right? Every marimba, it sounds different.
Yes, every marimba, it's really independent. They have a different quality of sounds. Some of them like a stronger mallets. Some of them like a softer mallet or more wool. Then it sounds will be better.
Yeah. Because I feel the Musikhochschule Detmold, the Saar, because we just heard it. And I play actually the marimba's korogi, and then that time I use restart mallet. Yes, on the bass actually, and I mix also some because I feel sometimes we can mix the different brand to find our combination. Because I have all the choice, like Keiko. Sometimes I mix Keiko and with restart. Sometimes also.
Yes, but this is no problem. I think this is a good idea, because it's not nobody's saying you cannot choose the both of them. Yes.
You also do that too, or sometimes you mix everything like.
Yes, you choose this melodies and you think, okay, this will be good for this, and you can take the one of different. Yeah, this is no problem.
Yeah, because
think
the
it's
weight
open.
is similar sometimes. I feel.
Yes, it's very open. And I think it's very important to know that the sound will be still very
Specifically, yes.
specifically your sound or my sound or sound from somebody, you know. Nobody have the same sound. It will be not, it's not possible.
Unique.
Unique. Yes, it's unique. It's like on the violin or the voice will be never the same. It's close maybe. Sometimes it's very close,
Yes.
but still you have a differences because of the body, because the weight of the hand is different. Because it's all stuff is different. The instrument is the same, but what we use is the weight and the whole hands we use and the melody.
In the melody.
Yes, and then change the sound a lot. Yes, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's why everyone plays their own voice.
Yes, yeah, and it's very important. And I think it's great to know that it's not possible to have the same sound, and it's good so like this. You don't need to make a copy of somebody. Otherwise, we don't need two people on the same sound.
Definitely.
Yeah, we don't need it. No.
That's also the teacher who told me when I studied in Detmo Music Hochschule.
Yes.
He said you have to find your inner voice. It's not a copy of me.
Yes.
Because you have to eventually go on your own path.
Yes.
It's not because you have to do as perfect as like your teacher. That's why we have to find your own voice.
Yes, and I think character in the music, and your character should be also on the stage, you know. The people can, when you are not lying on the stage, you know, you are you. You give it what you think, you give it what you feel, and it's coming out, and the people can have an identity.
That's why, because my professor told me, imagine someone buying ticket to expecting listen to your concert. It's not someone else's concert. Why? But we can only, if you play like a copy, we just listen to computer like a YouTube.
Yeah. You have the music, you know. You have a computer. You don't need to have a people who playing.
And why we go to concert? So
this makes the music alive. I think make it fresh. And sometimes, you know, like at the wrong notes. Sometimes you play some concert and you do some wrong notes, but still the people want to see once more. And sometimes you see some concert and somebody's coming out and they play perfect, but you don't want to see him once more.
Like a machine. I feel sometimes when people play perfect, I feel no emotion. And even it's perfect, I kind of, I don't want that music actually. Because
it's missing. Sometimes it's missing because sometimes we are too much concentrate on the technical stuff. And the technique should be only the way to play the music. The technique should be not on the first place.
Yeah, actually, my professor told me you have to think always first for the music, and technique is because the music.
Because of the music, and it should help you. And it's like the movement, you know. Sometimes when you play and you move, you don't try to find the move before you're playing.
Definitely.
You're playing, you move for your sound. And you know, sometimes the people playing can make some stuff like this after the playing, and you don't know why. Because it's not helping and the sound is not changing. And we don't need it. You don't need to make it too much. Yeah.
So that's why I always have to imagine the music in the head first and start to play.
Yes. You can listen the sound. When you have the sound, then you start to play and you think yes or no, maybe not. Then
that's why. Because my mother is a clavier Elin. Yeah, that's why I start to play clavier piano at first.
Me too.
At 6-year-old, I started as a first instrument in my life, and then that's why I found the combination between the marimba because it's so melodical. And then when I play, imagine like play the like piano because it's orchestra. I feel that
it's orchestra. Yes, because you have a four voices.
Yeah. So when I play, for example, this pious piece is like this idea. When I play different voices, different melody, it's like okay, this is a cello, it's a flute, it's violin, different. In a different way. Because that's why when we only think about technique, we lost the idea.
Yeah. And I think it's not helping us, not helping the public, and not helping us to do a great music, you know, because when you still, we are very stressy when you think about the technical stuff.
Yeah,
And for
and
the
also,
percussion, it's very hard because, you know, the pieces from Chopin, as you can get it also for the kids, the great pieces from Chopin. And for the piano, it's easier to play on the piano. And when
definitely.
we get the marimba,
Yeah,
the different instrument persons tell us always like, wow, that's not too heavy to play. And you think, oh yes, it's very heavy to play.
definitely.
Like,
You know what?
yeah.
Actually, currently when I teach in the Musikschule, they don't actually every Musikschule they don't have marimba. Sometimes they have only piano.
Yes.
And then when I don't have marimba, I practice marimba piece on the piano, and I hear more. So
Yes.
I feel, for example, this pious piece, I try
Yes.
to play on the piano. It sounds like a Chopin actually.
Yes,
And
yes, yes. Yeah.
I originally imagined, because I play with pedal now, and I feel
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I feel, wow, it sounds more colorful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
when I
Because
on the marimba,
because when you start to play it on the marimba, you are very stressy because the technical stuff is very heavy to play.
everything,
And when you play on the piano, it's closed,
yeah,
no problem. Yeah,
and
yeah,
I just focus on listening only.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that's also I feel is helpful. Even I don't have instrument access, but I study in my head, and
Yes.
it's important. It's a different
This
way
is-
of studying.
Yes, yes, yes. And that it's helping you to think about the music, to listen the music a little bit different.
Yeah, and to
Yeah,
analyze only head, not only the
Yes.
hand. Yeah,
Yes.
so I feel that's why I start to understand why my professor said music is not only about playing fast. You have to listen always, not only about
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, yeah.
I see. So we also agreed that yeah.
Yeah.
I
How
start
long you stay?
wow.
How
Because
long
it's
you stay more in Taiwan?
I stay until August because the summer billion is only
Yeah. Okay, you start already there.
August. I have to go back.
Okay.
Yeah, because now
Wow.
it's billion, so only end month.
Very nice, and all the best for the rest of the time.
Thank you very much, and hope to see you in
Yes.
Germany. Now currently I live in Bonn.
It's not far away. You can come
Yeah,
down,
Stuttgart.
come visit us in Stuttgart. Yes.
Yes. Thank you
Okay.
very much for the idea.
All right. Well done, Elin.
Yeah.
Beautiful
you.
playing. Beautiful playing.
Beautiful, really. Thank you.
Thank you. See you next
Thank
time.
you. Yes.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
Okay. So we're going to transport you to the USA now.
Wow.
Hey,
Hi.
Megan.
Hi, it's so nice to meet
Hi.
you.
Nice to meet you.
All right. Megan, you know the drill.
I'm Megan.
Hi.
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, but I just graduated from the University of North Texas, and I will be playing Sentimental Structures by Gordon Stout.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's listen. Thank you. Thank you very much. It was a concert or was the exam?
That was just a recording. I had that room for like 30 minutes. I just ran in and I did it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good because you get the whole and the sound is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
How do you want to have this character of this piece? What was important for you in this piece that when you play it? Which character?
I'm sorry, what was that last part?
Which character you want to show the public when you play this piece?
That was actually what I had a couple of questions about. Because that was kind of my biggest struggle with this piece is I felt like I had a narrative of like what I wanted each section to sound different from the other and kind of try to link them together, but make sure that they were 3 different characters. But I couldn't find anything that totally resonated with me. And this was my first piece where I really had to do that.
Good idea. The parts and make them the differences, the rhythmical differences, different construction of the parts, but probably also the different sound. Sometimes I'm missing also because when you can change the sound maybe between the different parts of this piece. It was a great playing, working, no problem.
Thank
But
you.
sometimes it's missing the different character, then you can make it with different sound. And now is the questions how you can make the different sounds. In the middle, I get the glasses because I need my glasses. A little bit on the concert hall, not, but now to see how you try to get the different sound. And I didn't saw the different moving of your wrist of the hands. It was always on the same way. Very nice. Sometimes a bit the right hand is always louder than left because it's higher than your left hand. That's maybe you can correct a little bit, put your left hand a little bit higher. It's holding a little bit like this. That's why it's a right hand. It's sometimes stronger, but this is a small problem. But I try to find the idea of the sound will be it's could be working when you can move your hands on different ways on the different parts and try to get the sound with different energy from the wrist and from the whole hand and the speed how you're playing.
Yeah.
And the it's like small moving, but the chords should be stronger.
Oh, okay. Yes, I understand. Yeah.
And
I never thought of it that way before.
yes, to make different quality of sounds, you should move. We spoke a little bit before about the body. How can I make the sound different? How can I play different? And when you're singing, when you want to have a big sound but soft sound, you take a big breath from here and try to sing it like very low and strong. When you need the strongest one or screaming or something, it's shorter and it's faster. And it's a different way to get the sound. And it's the same with our instruments and also use the mallets. You can put it a little bit up. Sometimes they had a more wool. It was the black one. There was the buried mallet. Did you play it?
I do not. I was using the Van Sice mallets.
Yes, they have also like the mallet is big, and up of top, it's a little bit more wool. It means when you move a bit the wrist in this position, you will get the more softer sound. Then you can use it for the softer and darker, maybe dark. And to think about the whiteness and the darkness of the music could be helping you to choose the different sound. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Because was always on the same position. You play the mallets always on from up to down, up, down, up, down, and always the same. And then when you move a little bit your wrist, you can get the parts that you wanted. Because, and then you don't need to make too much maybe rubato on this piece. That was maybe not necessary for this piece. But the different quality of sound and the energy inside. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Help you. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely my biggest question about the piece, because I I don't know, I picked this piece because it was a little bit more abstract with the meaning, because I just played Toccata recently.
Totally different quality
yeah.
of piece, yeah.
Definitely. And so that one I felt very emotionally connected to it. I played it for a really long time. And so I was hoping to find something that was a little bit more fun, I guess. That
it's more it's not straight, and it's not a big phrase from the beginning to the end. It's like small phrases, and then you should put it together. It's different quality of sound, and yeah, it's totally different than Toccata from Ignatovic. It's like
Totally.
And the sound is different. Then sound could be strong like you play it, but sometimes I thought also it's too much pressing. Sometimes you need it, but sometimes you don't need it. Then maybe choose the mallet was okay. I will not change the mallets, but change maybe the moving and the art of playing. In which part you want to get different quality and different colors in this piece. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I guess I also had a question kind of along the same lines of when you are starting a new piece, for example, and it is a little bit more like this where it's written for what the music is, I guess, instead of as much of a deeper meaning like that. How would you think about it in your head, I guess, when you're learning it and making those decisions at the very beginning? Like you have the music in front of you, I guess. Does that make sense? Like how would you
I think it will be great to don't listen to the recordings of different people. Don't try to listen to YouTube, I think it was easier for us before when YouTube and then no idea about the pieces, because we can find the different way to start. I mean, we didn't know it, the pieces, and it means you start the piece from the beginning, you look in the middle, you look on the end, and then when you check it out, the piece, then you get the idea. Maybe from the beginning, straight from the beginning, you have no idea which way you want to go. Sometimes it's a title help you a little bit, or when you know the composer, then you can find the way. Maybe it could be this way or this way. But I think to start without any ideas, it's sometimes easier. They will coming when you play the piece, then we can get more ideas than when you start the piece and listen to the music on YouTube or video or something, and because when you start to learn the music, you will probably not try to find the way to own playing, but you will have something in your ears. When you can listen the piece once on the concert, it's okay, because on the concert it's on the one, and then you forgot it. Only what you know, it was fantastic. Why? I don't know. That was like the person, the character, the sound, the whole shape was great. But you don't remember really on the small stuff. But when you try to listen every day, different people who playing the same piece, something is always staying. Too much ideas, it makes harder.
Totally.
Yes, because then
you can go and replay it too.
Maybe this way. And maybe when you don't listen to them, you have only the scores, black and white. Then you try to find your idea. And probably will be one idea on the beginning and will be changing on the end. And maybe when you start 2 months later, will be a new idea. And maybe this is good. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
The time it's helping to find the way how you want to play. And maybe get the new ideas for the pieces. Yeah,
for sure. Thank you.
Yeah, but it's great. And now you graduated?
Yes.
Okay. And the next pieces that you want to play?
The next piece I want to play, I'm going to start learning Mirage. So I've also never done anything like that before.
Yeah. But it's really one of the greatest pieces, really, of the fantastic pieces. It's
I really think so too.
But still sounds not old. Yeah.
For sure.
Great ideas and also different possibilities to play this piece. Yeah.
Definitely. And I'm trying not to listen to recordings for that one. And I already knew that before. I was like, I just want to learn the notes first.
Oh, don't do it. No.
Yeah, I'm not.
Try to find, how do you feel? You have the title, and the title tell you something about the music also and the ideas how you can have it, and it will be much better. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Then
your
you
help.
have also small parts inside. Always the theme who is coming and small parts and you can bring it together. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Yes.
That was kind of what influenced my question about where do you even start, because I'm reading, obviously you have to read the notes and you have to figure out the notes, but I'm
Yes.
trying not to learn the piece in literally just learning the letters and trying to play them. So I'm trying to think of it in gestures
Yes.
and connecting the gestures, but I'm also thinking like this has to have some kind of imagery, but do I put that in later? Do I just do the, like, I don't know. I'm kind of struggling.
I
In what
think
order do I learn it in?
Yeah, try to really go through to the piece and sometimes start on the beginning, maybe look for the end a little bit, like it depends if it's marimba piece or setup piece, but try to get the chance to go maybe not from the first page and then try to get the idea on the first page, because maybe on the end will be something that you will change the thinking about the idea on the beginning.
Definitely.
It could change your whole ideas of this piece. That I will be try to go through and go a little bit on the end and in the middle and try to play it, and then
For sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I think someone did just ask a question that I actually am also interested in, about what mallets you would recommend. Yeah, this question.
For what, for pieces or different pieces?
I think they mean just
So,
generally.
Elias, sorry to interrupt, Megan, but
You're good.
Elias just asked a question, which we can answer now. Are there some multi-tone or two-tone mallets that you recommend? I have a series that I really like, but they wear out really quickly, which makes maintaining them quite expensive.
I will. Different pieces, different mallets. Different person, different mallets. I will not recommend always two-tones mallets because it's sometimes working, sometimes not. For Mirage, it's you need a little bit harder mallets, and mallets who will be working when you play tremolo, and also working when you play hard, and on the top, that you can really listen it. It means really two-tones mallets when they are too soft outside will be not helping you to play Mirage. It will be like
Yeah.
it's not possible. It means it should be a mix. And I will try different companies to choose the mallets. You have a lot of companies in America also. Try, take it, listen it, maybe try to play them. A lot of people have it. Try to use different mallets. And sometimes, when somebody tell you, hey, this mallets are great for this piece, maybe you will try it and you will say, no, I don't like it. It's not for me, because you play Stevens and somebody play Burton, and the Burton player is the sound is harder. And then it's traditional. I play traditional, and it depends how do you hold the mallets and how do you play. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Stay open, and I think the great idea is to really to go to the companies, to look for the mallets, to try for different pieces. And then, it is expensive. I know it's expensive, the mallets, but I still think the problem is when you start to buy this and this and this and this, you will stay with the mallets the whole life. You will have a lot of them, but you will have it. The problem is when you have a one set of mallets or two sets, they will be always going, you need it always new and new and new. Yeah. And also of the instruments you play, which instrument you play? It was not marimba one. What was it?
I use Bergerac usually
Bergerac,
now, but
and looking also for these instruments with mallets. It also could be Bergerac is also, they like also a little bit harder mallets. It's okay. Maybe not too soft. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I also, sorry, I had like 4 questions but I have one more that I just remembered.
Yes.
I was hoping to ask you. Is I've just kind of, I'm actually like, I'm a snare drummer by for most of my life. Like I just started seriously studying marimba, I think like 3 years ago.
Wow.
And so, yeah, thanks. But I was wondering, how do you approach? You talked a lot earlier about the motion and everything, and I've just kind of been figuring that out. I guess how to move like a real marimbist and not like I turn to here and then I'm lifting as like a snare drummer, I guess.
No,
Yeah.
but I think you play piano. Did you play piano before a bit?
Yes.
The same. I think it's the same way. It's snare drum. It's a little bit different because snare drum is more like a characteristic and more stronger, and you can really play it. The marimba you can play on the same way for some parts, but only some of them should be like this. And sometimes you need a different way of playing. And I think when you play piano, then you can feel or think about the music, how you use your body, your whole hand and your wrist and the weight of your hand. If you play portato like this,
Yeah.
or you play staccato or legato more, you always move your wrist. And the same you can do on the marimba. And I think not think too much about the moving, but first about the sound that you want to have it. And then try to find the move to the sound. Yeah, not on different ways, because when you start with moving, then I don't know if it will be working. Could be dangerous. Yeah,
Totally. I've never thought of that exactly how. That's very helpful. Thank you so much. I played
play
piano
piano.
forever, and I've never actually translated that before. So thank you. That's
Help
super
you
helpful.
right and left hand, because your right hand play a wrist higher. You move a little bit higher, and it's probably different sound. It's a little bit harder.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But that is very helpful. Thank you. I was wondering what you think, because I've recently heard about, like, I don't know, just like posture stuff in general that I had never
No,
thought of
I think
before.
you play all what you want, and when it's working and you get your sound like you want, it's okay. Don't think too much how I should moving or something.
Mhm.
I think it's moving is totally different. All people moving different. You never get the two people do. And sometimes the people try to moving like somebody, but it's like a copy, and we don't need
Yeah.
it. We don't need it. Yes, you should move like you think you can move because of the sound. You get this sound because the moving was like this, and then it's okay. Yeah.
For sure. Thank you so much. I was so excited to meet you, and this was been so
Thank
helpful,
you
and it's
very
been
much.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Thank
see you somewhere in the world. The world is smaller.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I think just thinking about that higher left hand thing, that probably subconsciously like translates from snare drum, because your left hand is a little higher, so that probably feels natural to you until you see it. So that's just.
But it's great for
Yeah.
3 years. 3 years.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's like amazing. Yeah.
All right. Well done, Megan. Excellent work. All right. Oh, I almost put myself off stage then. Right. Okay. Here we go. Finally, we've just got one more, if that's all right. We've got Yu Chen. We're going to go back to Germany. Hey, Yu Chen. Hey. Do you just want to tell Marta a little bit about yourself and what you're going to be playing? And I'll cue the video up.
Sure. My name is Yu Chun, and I'm from Taiwan also. I finished master in Musikhochschule Detmold, and then I went to Freiburg and I studied Concertexamen, and I graduated last year, and now I'm still living in Freiburg, and I'm playing today for you the fourth movement of I Ching from Pernod. Yeah, I choose this piece because of two reasons. One is that I really love this book because it tells you like everything has like both sides, and I even took a class of explaining this book when I was in university. And the second reason is that I know you have made a recording of two of the movements. So I would like to hear your opinion of my interpretation. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Let's listen.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great piece. This is really, really I like it because you have 4 parts and the 4 of them are totally different. But still, I think we have the yin and yang, the 2 characters. I will
Yes.
probably, I know the piece is written very fast. But I'm a little bit between the tempo and the feeling for the beginning. Because on that tempo that is written, you play it like it's written. On this tempo.
Yes.
For me, it's a little bit like a crazy hurry. And it's like makes me totally nervous from the beginning because I cannot really follow. And a little bit the shape. Which part in this part that you play it should be not the important, but the strongest? What do you think? What you will to tell me when I ask you? The vibraphone is totally different. It's like a weiblich, like a
Yeah. Soft.
soft. Okay.
Yeah.
Should be. It was a little bit too loud. Maybe this is a recording. You know, the recordings are we cannot
Yeah.
really say. I probably play a little bit softer. More like a legato, more round, more beautiful. But which part you want to play more stronger? Which of the parts? What is the beginning?
I think beginning is more like a statement, like to set the character.
What's
But
the character?
but because it's written also not so loud. So actually I should play softer, but with I think the energy is right.
Energy is
But
very important. Yes.
yes.
Energy, stay on the energy, but still maybe little, not really slow, but maybe a little bit more,
Yes.
on this way, not forward. And I think that we have a one part. Which part you think? For me, it's one part. It should be like the strongest.
And I think will be more until the end this sextuplet.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes, and this is a
Yes.
big problem because it is very fast, but we cannot play very strong because when you try to play very loud, it's to play with the feet
Yeah.
in the rock bands. It sometimes is not working. That's why we normally play it a little bit softer. Very characters like this, but a little bit softer. That's why I will also think like you thinking of the whole shape. It means statement, yes, on the beginning, but not to take too much energy from the statement and put it to give it to the middle of the part.
Yeah.
A little bit, but I think it's possible to do it with reduce a little bit the tempo on the beginning, only the tempo. And I think it will be also more understanding what's happened rhythmical, because rhythmical is very interesting.
Yes.
When for you because you know the piece, but for people who don't know the piece or don't have a scores, they have no idea what you're playing.
Yeah.
Because only crazy. And the great thing is to make it a little bit more like in flow, because the glissando gongs or the they will be coming great, like yes, yeah. But it's also the recording, always when you get the recording, I don't know how was it on the concert. You cannot do it like a great on the concert, because the microphones are somewhere. But I will make only the part for the vibraphone a little bit more softer, more round. Yes.
Yeah, for the speed for the beginning, because actually it's the last piece of my graduation recital for concert examen. So so I was like, I'm gonna give all of it to you guys.
Go and drink some beer after.
Yeah. And so I think that's why the tempo is like a little bit faster than I wanted to.
Okay. Yeah. And it's okay.
But
yeah.
And for the vibraphone part, because I after I hear the recording, I think it's louder than I expect actually. Otherwise, I will like to play it more like a children's song, like
Yes. More
Yeah.
like softer and not very important. It's like a more flow inside. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But maybe it's a recording because the microphones was not maybe there somewhere away. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like more far away.
Yes.
So maybe it's like really dry and hard in a way.
Yeah, and also vibraphone is metal. That's why it's coming out like crazy always.
Yes.
That's probably the problem. Yeah. But when you tell me it was lower and softer, then it's okay because it's like recordings is. But the tempo maybe yes, maybe because of the last piece on your exam.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then,
And
yes.
also about the tempo, because of course I checked what's written on the score, and I was thinking like, yeah, it's super fast.
Yes.
But when I reflecting to this hexagram, like the final one, because it's like everything it's not in the right position,
Yes.
so it means unstable. So sometimes I also feel, yeah, maybe a little bit this like out of the tempo also makes more unstable, like this really intense feeling in a way, but of course not like super like
crazy. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But sometimes yes, but I think it's take too much energy, and the middle part that you thought should be the point that we're going to this point.
Yeah.
It's going a little bit down, and the beginning will be stronger. Yeah.
Yes. And I would like to ask about this, like the wave part, like
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would like to ask, because I also listen to many recordings, and I think I played the most faster one, because I think if I make more little notes in between,
Yes.
then the crescendo and decrescendo will be more in shape. Otherwise, if I only had like 8 bars, then it's more da 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 da. So I want to make it more like a line.
Yeah, it's possible. Also, it's always possible because you play like bum 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 down down to down to down to down. And I think the important thing is to change the tempo. It's not changing, but for the people who don't know the music, what they're listening is bum 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 to down to ba. It's moving the tempo inside because of the changing of the accents inside. Yeah, like a wave.
So
yeah.
So if you play this part, you will take a slower tempo, or
A little bit maybe slower.
a little bit slow.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe a little bit slower, but it's also, recording is recording. The concert hall depends.
Yeah.
Also, it's not so big, the concert hall that you play it in Freiburg. But when you get a bigger one and you have a hall, like a really big and really long sound, you can play it a little bit slower. It will be working. Yeah.
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 Okay. And I find it really hard for the, I don't want to say like classical percussionist, but the coordination between hands and the feet. When I practice this part, it's really something, but I think for the really like drummers, like
it's no problem. For the drummers, I think you can give them this part, they will play it like
directly.
Directly, yeah. But they will get a big problem with the beginning and the vibraphone part. Yes. For them, it's not the problem. For us, it's a little bit problem. Tuka, it's working, but the 16th, it's hard. It's very hard.
So do you have any tips for practicing this like coordination thing between hands and
This
feet?
is like the drummers practicing. This is like, yes. Yeah. And maybe try. I had some students also, and it was working better when they sit. They really not sitting like down. They had some sit a little bit. They can, take a little bit weight on the seat, and it's easier to play with the feet. It's also working.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for the drummers will be like nothing. They will ask, there's no problem. It's okay. It's no problem. The beginning I cannot play, but this I can play.
Yes.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Actually, I have a question, like not about the piece,
Yes.
but because last year I was also in the Stuttgart for the competition, and I played Chacon. I don't know, maybe you remember or not.
Which piece not more Chacon and I know,
Chacon,
but I don't remember the
the
Chacon.
Chacon and Riff Dragman also,
Okay.
and Ancient Vase from Keiko Abe.
Okay.
Yeah, because I that time I didn't have chance to ask for your feedback, so I know it's a little bit like long time ago, but
Oh,
I mean,
not normally. I remember the people when you will come directly after.
yeah.
Because,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know you because I know you like a person. But
Yeah.
from the playing, like 9 months, a little bit hard.
Sure.
Oh. And it's
Mhm.
always like I say, always like competitions. It's very hard because for us, like a
Yeah.
jury, it's also very hard because all of you are great percussionist and marimbist. And I must say, on the last marimba competition, we should really say the podium. It's always growing up, and the people are always better and better. Geneva, it's really like crazy because I remember the competitions from 96 and then 99 and then and the differences are amazing because still younger people coming and they have a lot of, not only technical stuff, it's moving like forward, but also the musical stuff. The people don't thinking, oh, marimba, I should play only fast and something, then it's okay. I have a formula, it is enough. But start to be the marimba, start to be like an instrument, like a piano. And it's different way to think about the music. And really, it's very hard for us also because
Yep.
a lot of people, I think, 65 or 64 playing.
Yeah.
And
Like
yes, it's
around.
crazy because all of them was really good. We didn't have a people that we can say, okay, the people cannot play. No. And it's very hard to choose also because we have a big jury and we say yes or not. And then it's like democracy. We will say what's happened with the people. Yeah, it's very hard to see just the 15 minutes or 20 minutes and say, wow, this person was like, touch me and give me something. And sometimes you think, oh, great players, but I have already my 15 or 16 players, and that could be like the next one, but it's not possible. Yeah. But I think it's not really important. What I was really, really happy on the last party that we had here, a lot of people, they stay here. They was always here. They was together. And I think this is the future for percussion because you will meet the people, you meet here 60 people from the whole world, and you will work with them and meet them the next 30 years. They will stay with you.
Yes.
And I think the important thing is for competitions not to win the competitions, that only to prepare, to make the program, to make the progress with you, and to get in touch with the different people from different countries. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And now you are finished in Freiburg?
Yes, I finished last year, and now I'm teaching the Musikschule.
But where? In Freiburg or outside a bit?
I teach in Waldshut. It's near Switzerland.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
but still in Germany.
It's
Yeah.
good. That's good. And it's a full job, like you have all days, or you have a.
No, now I'm just teaching for like whole afternoon for 10 students, something like
Only
that.
one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And still I'm searching for also the chance of playing concert and other teaching jobs.
Yes. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Great
Yeah.
opportunity. Yeah.
Yes.
And you have a possibilities to practice, or?
Yeah, that will be the biggest problem for me now because my colleagues, of course, they are really nice, but they also told me like, it's the rule that the graduate student should not practice in
not
the
possible.
Hochschule.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm now still asking someone if they have a practice room and that I can
Bring you some
practice.
instruments and maybe mix.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Otherwise, it's really difficult, I would say. Yeah. Compared to when I was in the Hochschule, like,
Yes.
17 tom-toms, like
No
marimbas.
problem. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
And this is always
And
the problem with percussion, is because we have not one instrument, you know. It's not helping you
yes.
when you have on a marimba or on the vibraphone, but you need all of instruments, and this is very hard. Also, when you have some instruments, but you don't have a room, or it's very
Yes.
expensive. That's really, yeah.
And especially our instruments are really loud. So if you don't have a basement, I think it's almost impossible to
Yes.
practice in the room.
Yes, yeah,
Yes.
that's always the same, the problem.
Yeah.
Try to find something, and for the old people who study, don't try to find it on the end when you are finished, but try to find it before you finish.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, because sometimes you forgot it and then it's hard. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I have a last question because I mean, for the musicians, like before you also talked about to talk to other people that you have to have your own voice, but at the same time you should be open-minded to the different opinion, different ideas, of course. But sometimes I'm struggling about, like, should I insist my opinion or should I take the other? I mean, mine's great and his or hers are also great. So
I think it will be fantastic idea to try to hold your idea and maybe exchange with different idea and maybe try to combine them. Maybe you have 2, maybe 3, and try to do something with them. Maybe it will be working. When not, you still have your idea for some pieces, and you're thinking about some pieces, but still you can try to take something from, like, input from outside. To be open for trying.
yes.
Because when you only have your idea and you say, no, I have it, it's closed, maybe it's okay, but maybe it will be a short way, and you cannot go through, like I will try to mix the ideas and be open of what they say.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure. Thank you very much. I'm happy to meet you again.
Thank you very much. Yes. And I hope you are not far away.
No.
We probably meet somewhere here in south of Germany. Yes.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yes.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. So I'm just, Marta, if you've got just a few minutes just to bring a couple of people on that might have any last questions. I know Tomasz is going to join in a minute. So I guess you probably know Tomasz already.
Yes. I know Tomasz.
Yeah, I thought you might.
Yes.
So I think he's going to jump in a minute. So Hunter, you can come in the stream if you want, but Hunter's got a question for you, Marta, if that's all right. What artists and music do you listen to when not rehearsing?
I don't start with classical music. I start with jazz. Not playing, but listening a lot of jazz music. I was playing piano, like a classical music, but I was in Katowice and a Musikgymnasium, like school, high school, and it was like they have also like university with jazz music, and it was like my life, and still I like it a lot of this music. It's my jazz music, but also pop music. Probably they all know them. The Sting, it's the one of the
nothing wrong with a bit of Sting.
Yes, you know why? Because he never made the second CD and was never the same. All CDs are different way, different character, different music, different musicians, and that was why I think that he's a fantastic composer.
Great. Tomasz looks like
Tomasz is working on the university.
He's in the college.
In the college that I was also.
Yes, exactly. I'm just moving to a different room.
No worries. The floor is yours. Ask the question if you can.
You are black, Tomasz.
Back right now. Witam, miło widzieć.
No dzień dobry, dobry wieczór.
Dobry wieczór. So my question actually, what is the main thing that you look for when you choose a piece for someone? You told a lot about looking for your own voice, but as a great teacher, and I was lucky enough to feel that, what is the most important thing for you? So we can try to be a little bit like you, maybe.
When you try to find a piece on for you, or when I
Or
try
for
to find
someone else, like in general, like
someone
what would
else,
be the first one? Yeah, it's a hard one, but maybe you can answer.
It depends in which how the students are when they start and they are really on the beginning. I try to help them and I look for what they needed, which pieces they needed. They need some piece more musicality and a little bit technique, and better are the really softer pieces, and a lot of pieces they will growing up very fast. But when the students are on the good level, you remember I always say, some people ask me also today, I was like, which pieces should I play? The question is, I ask which pieces you want to play. I think all of you are on this level that you know what you need. When some students are on the level and they still stay always on the same position and try to find the pieces on the same way, then maybe I can try to speak with him and say him, hey, what you needed, for what you needed. You need it for the concert, or you need it for learning, or you need it for the competitions, or you need it for the concert for old people, for old music festival, or for modern music festival. It's very independent, but I think the students can choose the pieces alone. It's make more sense for me because they're working much better and much faster when they want to play what they choose alone. And mostly they choose one piece and it's going like ting, 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 finished. Okay, then maybe I can say something when they don't want to play my pieces. Now we play something what I thinking. But I think it's hard to say to people they are over 18s or 19s, yes, you must play this piece now. This is like a gymnasium, like a high school. It's finished. The high school, it's finished. Now they should choose what they think. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, great words. Casey Cangelosi says, Marta, you're the best.
Oh, Casey, thank you. Will be great to see him once more. Yeah.
Elin has replied saying, Casey, you're the best too. So there's a bit of Casey Cangelosi love. All right, great. Anyone else? Any sort of parting questions? Yeah, Elin, go for it.
Actually, because I have a question regarding to teaching as an educator, because since last year I start also working in the music school, and then so I start to learn to become a teacher and how to inspire the students. Because sometimes when as a performer and as a musician, when I play and I didn't really think like the student asked me some question, and then actually for myself, like maybe I didn't came across to the problem before, so I don't know how to explain and that the student can understand, like how to conquer the problem, for example, like technically or mentally. I don't know. Usually, how would you like talks to student, or whenever they have a question or about practicing or about any pieces they want to play?
That's very independent how old they are.
As a teacher, like.
Yeah, but this is independent how old they are, the students.
I see. Because some student for my music school, the range is like some gymnasium also. Like.
Yes, but they are something about 12 and 15 and 16.
Also.
Yes.
So it depends the age, right? You would recommend a different thing.
Yes. Different practicing, and also because when somebody's 12 or 13, it starts to be like a girl. From the girl, it's growing up and then feels like a woman. It's not really woman, but it starts to be. It's hard sometimes to say you must play something like this, because they probably will say to you when they are 13 or 14, no, I don't want. Or the boys, they will say, no, I don't want.
because recently there's a
like pedagogic, you have sometimes not teaching the percussion, but to be more like a person who can stay with the students and take them on this position and on the place that they are, you know. Sometimes you must go a little bit down and stay with them there and try to hold them out, and sometimes they're a little bit higher, then you can take them from this place and going through. As it's very independent how the person are, yeah, and what they like. I teach also in the schools, in the small, with small kids, and with kids it's also totally different. They cannot concentrate for a long time. They concentrate for one line, they play one line, and then they say, oh, today in the school I meet my friend, and sometimes you can say, hey, stop, play through, but probably will be better to listen to them and say, oh yeah, this is very interesting, and then say, hey, can you play through the piece? And when you get the chance to have a contact with the kids, they will love you and they will try to follow you. And it's very independent how the kids are, but mostly they can really not concentrate. And sometimes the people are 18s and they also not concentrate because the first laugh is coming, and they cannot really practice because they are laughing somebody and they are really somewhere, but not in the. Yeah, it's like most for us. It's really like you are more the pedagogic part. You should know. Yeah.
About adult, because I have a student like 40 years old, and she's like already parent, and she's like hobby. She want to learn.
And this is totally different because for the kids, you can say, oh yeah, when you play the 18s and the triple, it's like, what do you say when the kids is 8? You cannot say triple and the 18 notes. You cannot really count it because it's too hard for the kids. You say 18s is like straight 1, 2, and the triple is a little bit round, a little bit faster. Yata-ta-pam. And the kids don't want to listen anymore about the mathematics. They try to play with you. But the woman who is 40 or guy, he can understand. And then you can count it with her. And you can tell her really all stuff. She will understand you and it will be faster.
Sometimes I find it's the other way around. The 40-year-old is like the 8-year-old.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, I agree. Generally.
Yes. Yeah. But it's still like, it's only the way how we can speak with somebody who is 8, who is 14, and who is 40.
Yeah. Definitely.
This is why I feel also, I mean, sometimes because in my music school, we have only most people like 30 minutes only. So it's hard to,
it's nothing.
They don't even don't time to practice. Like 1 week go by very fast. And
yes.
Mostly they are just learning music for hobby. So they are not really, like motivated to practice. So for me, I feel like I was looping, always teach the same thing because children didn't practice. I like.
Yeah, that's why maybe when you feel the person have a really good qualities and you think it could be something maybe when she will wanted to practice, you can give a more, not pressure, but you can push a little bit more. But when you see somebody, it's really like a hobby, and it's really okay, but it will be not like a musicians for later. Then you should choose maybe some pieces with tape or some set, drums that is typical in German, they play set. Yeah. And with recording, maybe when they are really not straight and playing like this, then you can put the recording they can play with. Yeah.
I see. Because mostly my students like only for hobby, and they just come after the school and to the music schule to have fun to 30 minutes.
Yes, to speak a little bit with you, to play a little bit drums. Yes.
Yes, because they are not going like a music hochschule this direction, like just fun.
Yes.
It's just only nur Spaß.
Spaß. Yeah.
That's why I feel like if I teach them a bit push, they feel kind of scared.
Yes,
like,
they don't want to do it.
Yeah, and they are kind of sensitive because they are young.
Yes, yeah.
I think so. That's why I was wondering, what is your opinion if, like, small children? It depends.
Let them try what they can to do. And I think we should also know. We can also when you teach people who are really on the good level, we have a different levels also. and you have people that you think, okay, it's the maximum. Maybe it's a little bit more, but you don't know how much more because they don't want to do it and going through. And the level it's stopping here. And then you have somebody that you think, hey, it's somebody more inside. Maybe then you can give him not pressure, but really speak with him and try to make an animation that he can go really up. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel some children are very potential. So I try to talk to their parents, like, if they can practice a bit harder and maybe can be a good musician in the future. Like, I kind of
sometimes, but sometimes it's hard because we have a lot of schools in Germany, and a lot of kids really have only fun. They come for half an hour. Monday is music, Tuesday is tennis, and every day is something different, and they have no time for anything. Yes. Yeah.
I think for me, like this, the strongest teachers that I've known in my career are the ones that can quickly adapt to a situation and assess the personality of the student, whatever age they are, and therefore react from what they get, sort of slightly tweaking it from the reactions. And the ones that understand that the fastest are generally the most effective teachers I've found. But particularly in like masterclass settings, it's really important because you only get like 20 minutes sometimes. You've got to be really quick to sort of understand the person behind like the music as well. So yeah,
very important. Yeah, nice.
Great. Okay. I think this has pretty much come to a natural conclusion. So Marta, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you.
It's been wonderful to have you on the WPG platform, and I hope you'll come back again soon. Before I do wrap up the stream, though, it's a really exciting day tomorrow. We've got our very first showcase concert tomorrow at, get this right, 8 p.m. UTC. That's 9 p.m. UK time. And also, we are joined by Emmanuel Sejourne tomorrow at the normal time of 5 to 7:30 UTC time. So really looking forward to that as well. But until then, Marta, thank you very much. I'm just going to end the stream.
And hope to see you in live.